How we doing, folks? Your host Moose here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network as we welcome you to Heinz Field, the Panthers wearing their new Steel City special uniforms as they take on the Florida State Seminoles for the first time since the 2016 football season. The Panthers off to a strong start record-wise, a bit up and down as far as the game performance has gone, but looking to stay unbeaten as they take on the Seminoles. And Pitt will start with the football. D'Anthony Hamilton is back to receive the kick, and we are underway from Heinz Field. He is going to take it back out from about 4 yards deep in the end zone, gets across zone 20, 25 to about the 30, where he falls forward past the 31-yard line. And the Panthers offense led by star sophomore halfback Davion Reynolds and sophomore quarterback C.J. Kirk will come out to take the field. Shotgun set for Kirk on the opening play here. He sends his tight end, Christian Klump, in motion. It's going to be a handoff to Reynolds. He shifts inside for a 4-yard gain. Second, 6 for 8. Panther offense that, again, very good at moving the football. 450 yards of total offense, but only 25 points on average on the season. The defense, though, has been fantastic. Only 337 yards against 14 or so points per game, which has been very, very impressive for the Panthers. But Florida State's been solid as well, and they do have a talented team, but they get gashed up the middle there by Davion Reynolds for a 13-yard pickup for the Panthers and a new set of downs. Reynolds this time in the Wildcat formation has Daenerys Carter on the jet sweep there. His fellow halfback gives it to him. Loss of 2, though, as that's snuffed out in the backfield by Florida State. Second and long for the Panthers now. Kirk rolling out of the pocket here. Gives chase to the Florida State defense, but the speed of C.J. Kirk enables him to find plenty of open running room, and he goes for about 11 there, setting up third and short. Hands it off to Reynolds on third down, and they get the gain up the middle. First down on a solid 4-yard pickup. Pitt into Florida State territory here on their opening drive of the first quarter. Ceno Rogers, his first touch of the football, 14 catches on the season already in just his first 2 and change games of football, 250 yards. One of the top young receivers in the NCAA, it's looking like, is the redshirt freshman. There goes the ball to Keith Onyengo, 12-yard grab. Panthers just creep into the red zone on their opening possession. It's going to be Davion Reynolds on a sweep. Nowhere to go there for the sophomore tailback. Loss of 5 yards as Jaleel Wilson and company swallow him up in the backfield. Second and 15 for Pitt from the 25. Kirk in the shotgun, trips formation to his right. He rolls out to the left, though, looks into space, has receivers that way, but the field opens up. He gets a block from Nash Jackson, and he is in the pay dirt. C.J. Kirk, 25 yards to the house, and it's Pitt leading by a touchdown. 6 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Great job by C.J. Kirk to recognize that the Florida State defense back in a zone, they were just content to hold their positions, but nobody really stayed with the Panther quarterback. And when you have wheels like that, if you get 1 or 2 blocks to spring you, you can easily go to the house, and that's what he did. We look around the ACC, Virginia Tech 14-10 over NC State right now. Battle of a pair of 1-1 teams. Eddie Henderson with a touchdown. Steve Love throwing for 1 and 100 yards in the opening frame for the Hokies. So to be the first drive of the day for Florida State, it's going to be McNeil taking the pitch from redshirt senior quarterback Shane Parks. Jayshon McNeil, solid player, but Parks very, very accurate, moderately mobile, decent speed, and they are going to run with him there. He's taken down in the backfield, but flags are all over the field as Mac McAlevey brought Parks down by his face mask. That's going to be 15 yards, and just like that, Florida State has the first down out to their own 44. Handoff to Jayshon McNeil. He goes up the middle, runs through Brian Youngling, the Panthers' nickel corner, before a horde of Pitt defenders brings him down. Solid 8-yard pickup, though. They go back to McNeil, back to the well here on second down. Another 8-yard gain for the junior halfback, and Florida State into Pitt territory now. Handoff to McMillan here as the secondary running back gets a probably 2 or 3 yard gain, but I think he's going to get a lot tacked onto the end of it. Another costly penalty for the Panthers, 15 yards. Jalen Hill's this time the dirty party, and he is going to pay for it. 15-yard pickup for Florida State there, deep into Pitt territory now. It's McMillan again, 10 yards up the middle, 2nd and inches. This time they go to McNeil, and again he's brought down. The Panthers caught with their hand in the cookie jar, the proverbial cookie jar that is the Florida State helmet. One more time, that's Matt Emery, the redshirt senior strong safety, the Panthers' leading tackler. He makes the tackle, but he contributes the penalty there. So Florida State left 1st and goal near the Pitt 5-yard line. 2nd down now, Parks in the shotgun. Hard count, decides to give it to McNeil up the middle. He runs through one defender, and he gets into the end zone. A hard carry for the Florida State tailback, ran right through the heart of the Pitt defense. Take a look at that. That was Cedric Granger, the 5th-year safety, converted safety, who came up to try and make that tackle. Unable to do so. And we may have a high-scoring affair here as Florida State gets right down the field and scores. But Davion Reynolds putting on the Ritz. That dude, Davion, 17 yards, an electric spin move, beautiful juke, and that's a fantastic pickup there for the Panthers tailback. Kirk back to throw, looking, he's lucky to not have that one intercepted. He was trying to find, I think that was Christian Klump deep, but it was knocked away by the Florida State defender, who honestly had a better chance at grabbing that football. 3rd and 10 now. Kirk's forced to roll out of the pocket. There's heavy pressure. Throws it towards the sideline. He's got Davion Reynolds, 24-yard grab. The Panthers halfback doing it all on this drive as Pitt moves into the Florida State half of the field. Cino Rogers now on the bubble screen. Moderate pickup of about 5. They're trying to find him in space to get him plenty of room to work with the football, but it's just been a pair of screens so far. 3rd and 3. Kirk going to try and do it himself on the read option keeper. Finds plenty of space between the hashes there, and that'll move the sticks. New set of downs. Kirk nearing 50 yards rushing in the 1st quarter already. Back to passes. CJ dumps it off yet again, this time to Davion Reynolds out in the flat. Short pickup as he pirouettes forward, setting up 2nd and 7. They go dual halfback look here. Reynolds is off the field. Kirk fakes the handoff to Wells. Looks towards the corner of the end zone for Nash Jackson, and that one is deflected away by the Florida State defense. 3rd and 7 for the Panthers. Reynolds re-enters the game. 4 wide receivers set for Pitt. They go play action. Kirk settles in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage there, trying to find Cino Rogers. Lucky again to not be intercepted. Florida State drops that one, gives the Panthers a chance to settle for 3, and they'll take that all day with Johnny Midday. So great job by the Panthers. They go up 10-7 here. Ja'Shawn McNeil up the middle, nowhere to go that time as Adarion Mitchell, the Panthers' senior linebacker and captain, takes him down to the turf for no gain. Parks finally deciding to air it out. He's got a man, and that's buried deep. He gets away from Panther cornerback Scott Whaley. 46-yard catch for James Berry, and Florida State decides to go with the chunk play this time to get deep into Pitt territory. Parks on the keeper takes us to the end of the 1st quarter. Florida State trailing by 3, but driving here against your Panthers on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. 2nd and 1 now as we get the 2nd quarter underway. Motion a man, tight end out wide. This time they're going to go over the middle into that evacuated space. That's Isaac Hopkins for 11 yards and a new set of downs for the Seminoles. Parks decides to keep it this time. Great blocking on the edge, and he's going to waltz untouched into the end zone for the Florida State score as they take the lead for the first time today. Fantastic play calling by Florida State. Couple of read options, couple of runs, short pass mixed in with a deep pass. Really great variety. The Panthers never knew what was coming, and Florida State's going to take the ball right back with a chance to extend their lead. Kajai Goodwin, the former 5-star cornerback recruit. The Panthers heavily targeted him back in their recruiting class from 3 seasons ago, the same class that pulled in Scott Whaley, Damian Vector, and Brian Youngling. Kajai Goodwin was the gem corner of that class. The Panthers couldn't convince him to come to Pittsburgh. Instead, he ended up in Tallahassee, and he comes back to bite them there with the interception. Another tough throw by C.J. Kirk. He's just got to be a little bit smarter. But Florida State giving the ball great position in Pitt territory here. 2nd and 14 after a good stop by the Panthers, but it's going to be Fowler across the middle of the field. Emery and Mitchell come up to bring him down, but it's a 1st down and goal to go for Florida State. They pitch it out wide. Ja'Shawn McNeil, he runs through one arm tackle from Damian Vector, and he's into the end zone for the 2nd time today. Florida State shocking the Panthers now after the costly turnover. It's 21-10 Seminoles here at Heinz Field. Davion Reynolds, as Pitt decides to keep it on the ground to open this drive. Nowhere to go there. Loss of 2, 2nd and long. They go 5 wide as they motion Reynolds out of the backfield. Kirk had time in the pocket. He's just a little bit skittish right now, I think. Rolls out to his right. Does get a 9-yard gain to Nash Jackson, but had plenty of time to just sit in the pocket and evaluate his options. 3rd and short, though. Great little quick hitter there to Keith Onyango over the middle of the field. 11-yard pickup there for the wide receiver, and Pitt will continue their drive. 2nd and long now. It's C.J. Kirk rolling out. Florida State gives chase, and he's going to be sacked, pushed out of bounds, and brought down by Jason Green there. Loss of 6. 3rd and a long 18 for the Panthers now. Kirk tries to buy some time. Rolls out into space. Plenty of room. He's going to have to chuck it. Has one-on-one coverage, and it's knocked away. It's Goodwin again, deflecting that ball intended for Sino Rogers. Very, very deep. Little bit underthrown jump ball, and Goodwin wins that battle. Florida State takes over following the Pitt punt, and Parks throwing off his back foot there finds Barry over the middle of the field. 15-yard pickup, and the Seminole offense looks like it can't be stopped today. 2nd and 6 now. They find Isaac Hopkins. A corral of the Panthers corral him down with a swarm of tacklers, but he does move the sticks for Florida State near midfield. Parks back to pass. Plenty of time, and he throws it towards the sideline where Cedric Granger is ready and waiting. Huge interception for the Panthers. The first incompletion of the day for Parks, and it was Cedric Granger tippy-tapping those toes like a ballerina on the sideline to complete the interception there for the Panthers, as they will take the football away and try and get themselves back into this football game. Kirk over the middle. They fake the jet sweep. Instead, he's got Sino Rogers on the crossing pattern. 12-yard pickup there, and a first down for Pitt. This time they do hand it off on the jet sweep, and it's Rogers again getting the call for the football. 3 yards as they have him swallowed up near the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 4 for the Panthers. Finally a manageable 3rd down as Kirk's back to pass. Plenty of time in the pocket. He dumps it off. That's Daenerys Carter there coming out of the backfield. 8-yard pickup. Good job by Kirk, just evaluating his options, not rushing out on that play. First down now, double motion for the Panthers. Kirk's going to roll out. Eventually tries to find some space. Has a man. That's Shane Mitchell for a 5-yard pickup for the redshirt sophomore receiver. Decent setup for the Panthers as they go into 2nd and 5. They motion Rogers into the backfield. It's triple option for Kirk. And he maybe had the pitchman Rogers, who could have been free to scamper to the end zone. Instead, Kirk goes down just short of the line to gain. So it's 3rd and inches now, where they'll hand off to Davion Reynolds. No, Kirk will keep it. It's a read option play, and Florida State had both options covered. Nowhere to go for the Panthers. So instead, they'll run the clock down and allow Johnny Midday to kick a field goal. Gets it back to a 1-possession game. But a disappointing set of drives here for the Panthers, having to settle for field goals after moving the football fairly convincingly. Florida State over the middle, that's Jayshon McNeil, nowhere to go. The Seminoles look perfectly content to run the clock out. Parks does have a man. It's Sledge there. He drops it, so 3rd and 6, 17 seconds left to play here. Parks back to pass. They decide to send all their receivers deep. He throws underneath to McNeil. 12 seconds left, and the Panthers decide to use a timeout, giving punt return DeAnthony Hamilton potentially a chance to return this kick. We know he's an electric player. Here comes Hamilton forward. Doesn't really have anywhere to go. Does get out to about the 45-yard line, though, which will give the Panthers one chance to heave the ball deep with C.J. Kirk from about his own 35. Kirk back to pass. Throws it deep, has a man open, he's got Rogers, but he can't get into the end zone. Florida State gives up the big pass play to the Panthers, but Rogers is brought down before he could race untouched to the end zone. He's tackled at about the 15-yard line, and so the Panthers will go into halftime trailing 21-13. Of course, take those yardages with a grain of salt after the Panthers added about a 45-yard catch at the end, but the team's fairly even in terms of pass yardage. Pitt a little bit more rush yardage, but the costly turnover gave Florida State a short field, which they took advantage of, and the Panthers have had to settle for field goals on a couple of their long drives where Florida State has found the end zone. So as we get the second half started, the Panthers will need to try and find pay dirt. They struggled with it so often against Tennessee that they would get into volunteer territory and then just be forced to settle for field goals. They end up with 5 field goals, of course, in that game, which they won. But when your defense has given up 21 points already, not of their own fault entirely, but 21 points, then you can't really win on field goals from your offense. Great job by the Panthers there. Jalen Hills with the sack strip fumble. Florida State lucky to recover. 3rd and 21 now for the Seminoles. The Panthers should hopefully make a stop here, and they will. They'll get the sack. I believe that was Mac McAlevey coming off the edge. He gets the sack for the Panthers, and they should have great field position. DeAnthony Hamilton with the return. Gets across midfield, across the 40. Great spin move. Takes a hit, holds on to the football, and the 23-yard return puts the Panthers already at the Florida State 30-yard line here. It's going to be C.J. Kirk keeping the ball on a read option off a sweep there. 8-yard pickup. New set of downs for the Panthers at the Florida State 20. Handoff this time, Davion Reynolds. Plenty of room as he bounces off a couple of would-be tacklers. Great gain. Needed 10, got about 9.5, so 2nd inches for Pitt from the 10. It's Reynolds again, and he's got the yardage to gain and just a bit more. Goal to go now for the Panthers, where they need to find a way to punch it in. They go double motion here. It's Kirk. Pitches it to Cino Rogers, and Florida State, again, stays home on these Pitt motion plays. They're doing a very good job preventing Pitt from really going anywhere on these plays, and so it'll be 3rd and goal now for the Panthers. So heavy look for Pitt on 3rd down. 2 tight end and a fullback here as Kirk decides to go under center. He is back to pass. They roll him out to the right. Pressure from the Panthers, and it's nearly caught. Oh, it deflected off 2 Pitt receivers in the end zone. Christian Klump had the first bite at the cherry, and then KJ Welsh couldn't haul it in as Kirk threw under duress. They rolled him out right into a Florida State defender, and so Pitt settles for one more Johnny Midday field goal to go down 21-16. While we look around the ACC, Virginia Tech, NC State, very tight contest there, 27-27, as they just get the 4th quarter underway. But here in the 3rd quarter, Pitt struggling, although they've done a good job finally starting to slow down this Florida State offense. 2 punts and an interception in their last 3 drives after touchdown drives on their first 3 possessions of the game. They start with a bubble screen here. It's Kingsley Reed, but nowhere to go there. Great tackle by the Panthers out on the edge. Very minimal gain there for Florida State. And on 2nd down, nowhere to go. They wanted to run the option. Adarion Mitchell knifes his way into the backfield, brings down Parks for a loss. 3rd and long for Florida State. They decide to go with just a little dump off over the middle as Pitt brought some pressure. Nowhere for the Seminoles to go, and Pitt will have the football back, looking to take their first lead since 10-7 in the football game. But Kirk sacked by Mikel Capps on 1st down. The Pitt offensive line has really struggled in this contest. Another free blocker this time as Kirk dumps that off to Davion Reynolds. Great spin move there, and it's a huge gain for the Panthers. But look at that, a free rusher for Florida State came in and hit Kirk. Just a great job by the sophomore signal caller to be able to get that football out, and he keeps it himself, calls his own number this time. 1st down run for CJ. 12-yard gain for the Panthers nearing midfield. He does have to come out of the football game after taking that hit. It's going to be Noah Brooks, but Kirk is back, is being evaluated for a potential back injury on the sideline. He is expected to return, but Noah Brooks, the redshirt senior quarterback from local Baldwin High School, in the game at quarterback right now, and he does complete a pass. That's Daenerys Carter. Plenty of room down the sideline. 26 yards on the little screen dump off. Great gain for the Panthers, and Brooks does what he needs to do as Kirk comes back into the football game to the applause of the Pitt Panther faithful. He hands it off to Reynolds this time, 15 yards up the middle, as the Panthers sophomore duo is lighting it up on the ground today. But play action now as Kirk fakes the handoff, rolls away from pressure, has a man over the middle. That's Keith Onyango. Kirk takes another hit to make the throw, but it's a great play there. 12 yards over the middle of the field. 1st and goal to go now for Pitt. Handoff to Davion Reynolds. This time nowhere to go. Chauncey Wheatley helps smother up the middle of the Panthers offensive line, and Reynolds can't find a hole. He tries again, and the Florida State defense holding strong here, bending but not breaking, trying to keep Pitt from pay dirt one more time. 3rd and goal. Kirk, plenty of time in the pocket, looking to the end zone, and that one should have been caught. It's in the hands of Cino Rogers, but I think he heard footsteps coming, and he drops the ball, so it'll be 4th and goal for Pitt now. Huge play for the Panthers. Kirk rolls out, throws it, has Mitchell, and he stopped short of the goal line. Shane Mitchell came back to catch that football. He had his feet in the end zone. He comes back to receive the ball. Florida State converges on him. Kajai Goodwin helping to make that tackle. And the Panthers stopped at the 2, unable to find the end zone. Florida State holding on to their advantage as we come close to the end of the third stanza here at Heinz Field. Jet sweep from Florida State, and it's actually a great play call here. Brandon Sledge takes that handoff, finds plenty of space to run 6 yards, gives Florida State a little bit of breathing room here, but the Panthers hoping for a stop. Parks, nowhere to throw. The ball comes out. The Panthers can't grab it. Florida State with their saving grace here. That's twice they've had sack fumbles from Shane Parks. But the defense has done a great job finding the offensive line has done a great job finding the loose football. Jalen Hills jarred it loose yet again, and unfortunately the Panthers just won't get the football at the 5-yard line. They will have to take a Florida State punt and try to return it. But Pitt will have the football, trailing 21-16 here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. So after a rousing chorus of Sweet Caroline from the sellout crowd here at Heinz Field, DeAnthony Hamilton back as Florida State punts out of the shadow of their own end zone. Hamilton catches it at the Florida State 42, and he's got plenty of room on the outside. Shed some tacklers, and he's into free space, and he is going to score. DeAnthony Hamilton, 42 yards to the house. The electric punt returner finds pay dirt, and just like that, the Panthers have taken the lead in this football game, and they'll go for 2 now to try and make it a 3-point football game. 5 wide set for the Panthers. Kirk back to pass. Plenty of time here. He rolls away from pressure, and he's tackled just short of the end zone. Wanted to scramble for it, and instead Pitt can't convert on the 2, but following the DeAnthony Hamilton touchdown on the punt return, Pitt retakes the lead in this football game by the slimmest of margins, 22-21. SEC play, you can see Mississippi State upsetting Auburn there. Big victory there, taking down the number 9 Tigers. Virginia Tech leading by 3 over NC State and holding on to the football, while Wake Forest falls to ULM 34-31 in Winston-Salem. McNeil up the middle now. Big gain there for the Florida State tailback. 9 yards on the run as the Seminoles just need to drive down the field for a field goal to retake the lead here. And they've got a big gain this time. It's Brandon Sledge, and he runs through a tackle on the outside, and he's off to the races. Huge touchdown for Florida State here. Brandon Sledge catches the ball out wide. I think he went through Cedric Granger there, who came over to make the tackle. He takes a big shoulder from the Florida State receiver, who runs through that tackle. And Florida State, 2 plays, and they have the lead back. And they're going to go for 2 as well, trying to make it a 7-point game. It's Ja'Shawn McNeil, and he's in nearly untouched. And Florida State reestablishes a 7-point lead here over the Panthers with 9 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. Kirk rolling out to his right, has a man, that's Christian Klump, and that is rifled by the Panthers quarterback. Great gain for Pitt out to their own 45. It's going to be KJ Welsh on a jet sweep. He finds plenty of room to run there. Very limited touches for the Panthers. What was expected to be their number 1 receiver this year, the junior, easily the most experienced player with the most catches on the Panther roster, but he's featured very minimally. He's been almost a decoy most games, but he does get a nice gain there. 1st and 10 now for Pitt, into plus territory at this point. Kirk has a man open. That's Nash Jackson slicing through the middle of the field. And it's a 35-yard score for the Panthers. Another redshirt freshman making their mark on this Pitt offense. First it was Sino Rogers, now it's Nash Jackson. Fantastic job by Kirk to find him, cutting across the middle of the field. He goes right between a pair of Florida State defenders, and he's able to easily walk to pay dirt untouched, tying the game for Pitt. But Florida State, with the football, their offense has been very, very good. One of the best team, easily the best of the 3 teams the Panthers have played this season as far as moving the ball on this Pitt defense. And they're back out close to midfield, though, 2nd and long now. They go to Brandon Sledge on the jet sweep yet again. Nice pick up there for him. 6 yards for the wideout. 3rd and a more manageable 6 now as they go 5 wide. Parks dumps it off across the middle, and the Panthers shut it down. They tried the mid-screen there. Hopkins was able to make the grab, but Malachi Bordeaux, the redshirt senior captain for the Panthers, makes the tackle, and Pitt will take over following the punt, but C.J. Kirk is leveled. Peter Gibson gets on him. Loss of 9 for the Panthers, and so they are backed up to about their own 10. 2nd and very long. Kirk rolling out, tries to dump it off. It's defended well by Kajai Goodwin, who stayed home there. 3rd and long for Pitt now, about 5 minutes to play. Back to passes Kirk. Florida State rushes 3. He's got a man. That's Rogers. And unfortunately, the throw from Kirk was behind him, or he might have ran all the way to the end zone. 17 yards, they needed 19, and Pitt will be forced to punt it away to Florida State. McNeil goes nowhere on 1st down. Great tackle by Adarion Mitchell there. 3rd and long now, 4 wide set for Florida State. Parks back to pass. Pitt rushes just 3, throws it to Hopkins, and the Panthers just a little bit too loose on their coverage, and Florida State able to turn it into a 1st down gain to midfield. Parks back to pass again. The Panthers rushing just 4, maybe 5, trying to cover with as many guys as they can and get pressure on the quarterback still. Play action now for Parks. Plenty of time again. Dumps it off. Great defending there by Brian Youngling. Gets a hand in there to deflect it away in one-on-one coverage. 2nd and 10 now. Parks with the pitch to Jayshon McNeil, and that's a huge tackle. Matt Emery gives up 5 there, but it could have been so much more. Huge open field tackle there. Sets up 3rd and 5. Over the middle, it's Hopkins again, and the Panthers shut it down. Dio Langston, the Panthers' freshman middle linebacker, makes the tackle, and Florida State 4th and 5. They're going to go for a 50-yard field goal. That kick is up. It has the distance, but he pushes it right. And the Panthers are going to get the football with good field position in a tie football game and the opportunity to drive down the field and win it. What a change here. The Panthers with some big stops there on 3rd downs against this Florida State offense. Stops that they could not get earlier in the contest. And so now 2:44 to play. What kind of 2-minute drill can this Pitt Panthers offense run? It's going to be C.J. Kirk on the triple option. Keeps himself plenty of room up the middle of the field. And he does the smart thing and safely gets down about midfield there with the quarterback slide. 1st down for the Panthers. They go bubble screen. It's Keith Onyango. He sheds 1 tackle. He's across the 1st down yardage and spins out of bounds. 15 yards on the bubble screen there. Good blocking on the edge by the Panthers. And they're quickly nearing Johnny Midday's field goal territory, but they're backing up rapidly. Kirk, they ran kind of a very long developing play there. It was a play action, then a play fake, and then Kirk goes down for the loss of 8 yards here. So all of a sudden, Pitt back out of field goal range. Kirk under duress again, and he's going to be sacked. A loss of 8 there. That was Chauncey Wheatley up the middle. He went right through the middle of the Panthers' defensive line. And it's going to be 3rd and 27 for Pitt now. They decide to just run the clock down as far as they can, force Florida State to potentially call a timeout. But it's Kirk. Has a man over the top. It's Reynolds. It's a 1st down, and the Panthers now with a chance to try and run the clock down. Wow, Davion Reynolds gets out free of the zone down the right sideline, and Kirk just drops it in a bucket there, and the Panthers' sophomore connection decides to hook up for 1st down yardage. Pitt now inside the 15, 1st and 10, and they could just set up a field goal if they want to do so. It's going to be Kirk here, decides to run it up the middle. Florida State elects not to use their timeouts, which means the Panthers could run the clock down if they so desire to do so. It's going to be Daenerys Carter up the middle this time. Sets up 3rd and 3, where Pitt calls a timeout. Florida State then calls a timeout to try and ice Johnny Midday, the Panthers' star kicker. His kick is up, though. His kick is good, and the Panthers complete a come-from-behind victory to knock off the Florida State Seminoles here at Heinz Field. And I'll tell you what, just like the Panthers in their Steel City uniforms, they proved that they were just as strong and end up coming away with the big 32-29 victory. C.J. Kirk battled in this one, 54 yards rushing, almost 300 yards passing, couple of touchdowns, and some big conversions. He fought through some big hits. I think Florida State ended up with maybe 6 sacks on the day here, and the Panthers get a gigantic victory to stay unbeaten on the season. They continue to fight and claw, and these cardiac cats will not go away. 32-29 victory for the Panthers here from Heinz Field. They improved to 3-0 on the season, and they get their first ACC win of the campaign, looking to go back to the ACC title game and possibly the college football playoff after a down year last year and a national championship game loss in 2020. But here from Heinz Field, Pitt wins 32-29. Thanks for watching here on the Pitt Panthers Football Network. As always, we'll see you soon. Take care. Hail to Pitt. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.